So yes, my presentation will slightly differ from the text that was in the booklet. First of all, because after that I worked with Sonia on the article on caritive construction in Tungus languages generally, and after the talk of Oro Matoshansky yesterday, because I kind of found out that alienable and alienable is in fact what matters. I didn't understand that before. So it was in fact very, very important to my mind. Okay, so I will speak about this construction in Udihe. And in Udihe, the construction is very typical for, I will probably mention about the data. I was based on corpus of Udihe text of different times. So the oldest were recorded in the 20s by Schneider, then the huge corpus that was recorded in 36 by Baskakova, and certain texts which are more modern, but basically it is based on written text. I didn't work with language speakers, well, for many reasons, because they are far, because there are very few, probably just several people, so that was not possible, but I have a kind of rather significant corpus of text, and besides there is a beautiful dictionary by Kiluntyga and Timonov that contains a lot of examples for every language entry, so I also used it. Yes, so the caritive construction is very typical for to any Tungus language. Absentee is coded by the marker la and immediately followed by the particle anchi. It differs from Evenki because they use the marker of the this non-accusative, second accusative, and here, like a lot of Tungusic languages, there is a certain marker la that, of course, is not connected with the locative case, but it's not, in fact, not very clear what it does mean, and so we have certain guesses about it. About Anchi, in all languages we have the marker achin, and obviously anchi is connected with achin, achin in negidal, and probably salon asi also connected with it. Probably it is obviously a metathesis of achin, achin, anchi, but then I thought probably it is a contamination of ana and achin. It is just a guess. I don't know, because ana is not used in Udihe. However, it is used in all surrounding languages and in Orange. Okay. In fact, we have here Anchi. It is the only Tungusic language that used this particular form. It is not really clear. Is it a metathesis, or is it just a fusion of two markers that are used in other languages? This marker is used as existential negation in caritive construction, as also as a negative answer to a question, no. And so in my corpus, there were 115 occurrences of Anchi, and so the most often is existential negation. Caritive constructions also kind of very numerous, and true and negative answers. So the figures are kind of what we would expect. It's not really something really surprising here. And now I will show that these constructions, existential negation and caritive construction, they in fact differ formally. There is an example where you can see in the same sentence two different usage of anchi. First is existential negation, there is no woman, and the second is caritive, without a wife. So if there is no woman, he lives without a wife. And anta anchi is negation, and anta is not marked. Mama sa, wife, is part of caritive construction, and it is marked by this marker la. So here we see the main difference between existential possession and caritive construction. So existential negation can be used with, it has a very wide range of usages. Here there is an example where it in fact is used with verbal form that is a participle. Well, in Udihe, like in other linguistic languages, these participle forms are very widely used as predicatives, but here it must be considered as a real participle. However, it has the marker of person number. So, no passing, and it is as there is no marker of caritive. This we have to classify this usage as existential negation. So, morphologically, anchi is close to nouns. It is able to attach case suffixes as well as personal possessive markers. I have very many examples with all possible case markers. Here is one where anchi is used as just a word. It is not even a negation. Anchior or no, be something that is not there with in accusative. So this is, in fact, it can be used as a noun. We do not have, I didn't find any usages of anchi as other so-called part of speech. Like in Manchurian, I found they have this marker aku that can be used as a noun with all case markers, and also as a verb with markers of tense. It is obviously transcategorial there, but not in Udihe. In Udihe, it is kind of more or less on the side of nouns. It is, and it cannot be used as a verb. So, syntax. Syntactically, the caritive construction may have the following functions as almost everywhere: attributive, predicative, and as a circumstantial. What here you see the example of attributive usage, person without soul. So I would say in Russian бездушный. It is not бездушный because it's a story about the shaman who steals souls of people, and then when the person, his soul is stolen, he of course dies. That's it is not exactly that, but of course soul is inalienable. You have to admit this. Now, here we have the example of predicative usage. They became without word. Keye is word, kelanchi without word. Then we have circumstantial. Tegalanchi, Hagilanchi, Bagdeni. He lived without shirt and without pants. All three cases are inalienable possession because word as well as items of clothing are definitely that side. So the following meaning. Here we come to this idea of possession. Hanyalanchi without a sound, even house, to my mind, should be classified as inalienable possession because it is something that really is a part of person. Then, of course, items of clothing. Tugu is just, I don't know, in Russian they say halat, general clothing. Hat, family relations. Very often it is kinship terms which are used in this caritive construction. Mama, sa, sita, body parts very often. Koalanchi without ears, nuktelanchi without hair. The only Kelanchi also inalienable, except one exception that I found that obviously we have caritive construction with alienable something is without a mosquito net. This is in fact this example. He went to sleep without a mosquito net. Well, it is alienable, I agree, but all the rest, we really, me and Sonia also, Sonia showed, in fact, paid my attention to it, that we never have examples of accompanying, like он пришел без Маши. It is impossible to say with this construction because somebody who is with us, somebody who accompanies us is not in fact inalienable. So, well, there's some note that this caritive construction behaves as an IP. Here also, speaking of alienable or inalienable possession, we here have the any animal which any animal as they have no ears, let them sniff. That it is like that. So they are always. It is kind of. It is their. They have the same part of body. So some discussion. We have to say it's not enough time. Sorry.
5 minutes left.
Yeah. I think that I'm already almost there. It has to be said that in Udihe, like probably in many other Tungusic languages, caritive constructions are antonymous to a so-called ornative. I had difficulties in describing, especially in glossing. It is, in fact, inalienable possessive forms with marker he. It's like женатый, something like that. So this marker denotes inalienably possessed something, and most often it is almost often, it is used with noun designating body parts, relatives, item of clothing. And so here is a good example how you, he with antlers. Is antlers of a deer. Or Yelanchi viewing. How will I see in the night? Is the beast with horns, with antlers, or without them? Как я ночью вижу зверь с рогами или без рогов? So here we obviously see these constructions are in fact antonymous. And as the construction with he always expresses the inalienable possession, it means that probably the construction, caritive construction with anchi negates this possession. And I found an example. First, I found one example, and I even thought that it is a mistake made by Baskakova because she was writing by hand of what was в режиме реального времени, так сказать. And then I found another couple of examples. So it is not a mistake. This construction exists. So where we have but not with form on la, but with the form he. So this is you are without, you have no elder brother question. So we see a certain parallelism. Form anchi can be used, and usually it is used with the marker la, but there are cases, very few, but there are, when it is used with a marker he. So they kind of, I do not mean that they, it means that they denote the same, but their meaning must be very close. So it is obviously la is the marker of possession, and most likely the marker of more or less inalienable possession. And then we come to the conclusion that the caritive construction in Udihe is in fact the existential negation used with the possessive construction. So they are very, so they are linked. In fact, it can be said that it's the same negation, the same existential negation, but what is negated is just a possessive construction. Well, and probably it can be, it is the origin of this caritive construction, and probably it is the same can be said about the closely related languages like Orich and Megiddo. Well, that's all what I wanted to tell you. Thank you.
Thank you for the talk. And Maxim has a question.
Yes, thank you. I have a small question about the last example with he and she.
With antlers or with
the brother. 14.
14. Yes.
Yes, and I just thought that. So the question is: are those examples that you have all interrogative or not?
You know, when you ask about it, I think yes.
Okay, so
because there are in fact 3 examples, and yes, I think you are right.
So what I thought about is that probably it's actually a disjunction construction, something of the type it is called A not A in the typology of interrogatives. Then, to ask a polar question, are you staying? You ask actually, are you staying or not? Are you staying, not staying? And in this case, probably this is actually
like in Chinese. You
yes.
may
So,
use.
so this could be actually litige. Are you brother with or without?
So you want to say that it is kind of fully, it would be I he la anchi.
Something
Yes.
like that. Yes.
I see.
Mm.
Who
Yeah.
knows? I have to see other examples more attentively. Yes, but it's because you see, this example 14 was recorded in 36. So it was not the time when the Udihe was endangered or something or under Russian. No, it was just a fully used language. Who knows? Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, yes.
And Ora Matoshansky has a question.
Hi, very interesting. I wanted to ask if you have any evidence for the constituency between the noun, the caritive marker, and negation. So, for instance, if you have coordination, like you had some coordination examples, and you want to say without a shirt or pants, would you be able to have one shared negation for both constituents marked with caritive? Would you be able to have coordination under the caritive and negation? Would you need to repeat both caritive and negation in both constituents? Right, so yeah.
I kind of cannot imagine caritive with negation. It means without.
Oh, sorry, I probably didn't express myself clearly. What I meant was you have la and you have anti.
Yes, yes.
And if you're trying to say something like without a shirt or pants, would you say shirt, la, negation, and pants, la, negation?
Yes,
Would you say
exactly.
shirt, la, pants, la, negation? So can you, for instance, share the anti
No.
outside the
No, absolutely. No. Yeah, and you see, example 10 is just exactly like that. And I think that they can say Tegolodanchi, Hagilodanchi. They would probably connect them with, there is a particle the that is used as a connective, well, but I would not know. It is absolutely impossible. It just no. So it is a construction as a whole. There are so many cases when it connects the attaches the case ending case suffix as if it is kind of a noun, as if not a noun, an NP, and you cannot put anything inside. In fact.
And does negation...
even I cannot imagine adjective, for example, or something that would be put inside. No.
And
No.
does negation normally behave like this? So if you take anti and you try to put it on some other conjoined constituent, would it also be repeated?
You mean anchi is only existential negation. Negation, verbal negation is different.
So it's existential negation as in there is a brother?
Yeah,
there is no brother?
Yeah.
So if you do there's no brother or sister, would you have to repeat the negation?
Yes, I would say yes. Because you see, for example, in the construction, I have no dog, we do not use anchi. I would say mindu at me, inei, mindu inei chi, the dog is not big. Inei sagdi aibi. It would be a negation of the verb to be, because there is also possibility to have put the negative verb a and the be, that is be, and AB is not. There is also another possibility. The anchi is not the only negative marker. So there was always a choice between anchi and AB.
And if you have a conjunction that you are negating with anti, you will need to repeat anti on
Yes, I
both.
think so.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Right, so it doesn't show anything. Thank you very
No,
much.
okay.
So, any other questions? Yes, Sonia, please.
Thank you very much for the talk. So I also have some questions. The first question is about, again, the use of anchi in negative existential functions, I mean, without la. Especially after your reply to Aura, I understand that probably I don't understand very well how anchi can be used without la in what functions. And for example, again, can you use anchi if you want to express I don't have a house or I don't have a dog? Or
I think here you can use both. It depends on what you mean. If you mean do in a anchi, I have no dog. Mindu in AB, I think also is possible, but it will be kind of, it is not with me right now. It is probably, an anchi will be just generally no dog, I think. Well, I'm not
it makes
a
sense.
English speaker. It's like, it seems to me.
Okay.
So,
So in the, well, for me, it would be interesting to look at these examples with anchi, without la, whether they express the negation of possession or some others. Because I thought that this la is a kind of marker of possession and not a caritive marker. And I would expect that this law would appear also in negation of possession. But maybe I'm wrong.
No. I think that without law, usually, the most often, it is, he came, there was nobody in the house. Neither anchi, yohoda anchi, the anchi, he came, no people, no fire, no food, nothing. That would be always without any law.
Yeah, but this means not negation of possession. It's like locative negation.
No. It's very often it is just there is no exactly kind of exact. But speaking of, first of all, they mostly in Udihe mostly they say mindu something be.
Okay, yeah, I see.
And in Orange it is my something does not exist. Closely related languages, but the possessive construction is completely different.
Okay, thank you. Ora has one more question, so I will give her floor.
Thank you. I was wondering whether this marker la has any other uses. And I don't know, because it is followed by anti, so a vowel, maybe there could be some phonological change that, I don't know, just maybe there's something that looks like it, but doesn't sound exactly the same.
It is, first of all, it is attested in 5, I think, Tungusic languages. And formally it coincides with the locative case. And some people even describe this as a usage of locative case that, of course, has nothing to do with locative, because it cannot receive possessive suffixes and so on. But It is the only usage of this marker. However, in Orange, in Migdal, in Orak, and somewhere else, they have the same la with the same achin or anchi or whatever they have. And our guess is that it is some kind of possessive marker, and then the construction is in fact negation of this possession. What is
If I may
logical?
suggest,
Yeah.
one possible synchronic analysis would be that it is just an allomorph of, was it she, in the context of negation. So completely purely morphological account.
But it can be said mama la, mama sa la, and mama sa he. It is morphologically it will not go because they are used with the same words. And besides, the construction with la is so much more widely used. It is more than 100 usages, and he with anchi only 3 usages. I don't worry.
Well, this is what I was wondering about. It would be like you could possibly have something like goad, but it would be extremely rare. Yeah, I think somebody's telling us that we don't have any time left.
Okay. Well, but I will think about your. In fact, I appreciate your yesterday's talk very much. It was very, very interesting and useful. So thank you.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
Yes. Thank you all.